Hey, hi, yeah, I'm alive. I know you guys missed my content very much. I don't even know if I'm being sarcastic or not. But anyway, today's topic will cause a few people to fight, but hey, that's why I'm here, baby. Anyway, shiny holiday sets. If you guys aren't familiar with shiny holiday sets, essentially, it's a set dedicated to shiny Pokemon, as the name suggests, obviously. Usually, we've seen a good chunk of these sets just being recolored versions of already existing cards. Now, I'm not talking about baby shinies, they are indeed original cards. I'm talking about exclusively full art cards. Now, these cards, they're just recolored versions of cards we've already had in the past, with maybe a different foiling texture and other minute details. Now, there have been 3 shiny sets so far: Hidden Fates, Shining Fates, and the most recent one, Paldean Fates, or the Japanese name, Shiny Treasures. Now, Shiny Treasures is the one that released very recently. The English version is coming out a little bit later, I think in January, I could be wrong. So this new shiny set, Shiny Treasures, has been getting a lot of mixed reviews all across the board. Now, as a person who went into the set with bare minimum expectations and basically hating on the set, and yes, I know I was hating on the set, I'll admit that, but after we got more cards revealed, I was like, okay, this is not too bad of a set. I'm not gonna even lie, it has a lot of potential. My main concern with it was that Pokemon wasn't gonna do anything special. I thought they were just gonna do the same old shiny Pokemon cards and a few full art recolors, but I was pleasantly surprised when they did all original special art rares, with also including art rares, not just special art rares. Obviously, they still had the recolored versions of full arts in the set, but even those, I thought they picked out a lot of decent Pokemon. One of my favorites is actually the Mew EX, which I think is far better in this version than the original, which came out in 151. So in general, I think the Pokemon they picked out were pretty solid. Obviously, not everything was great. But enough of me meat writing the set. Let me cook, okay? Let me cook. A few people had some opinions on the set. Okay, JLo. What the frick was that? Holy shit, something just snapped inside of me. Just kidding. Don't be mad, JLove-san, okay? People are allowed to have their opinions on set. I'm chill with people not liking it, okay? However, the main concern of this set was it has no identity. Now, in my opinion, yeah, it's not really a good use of the word. I think the more appropriate word for what people want to say is overwhelming. Now, how is it overwhelming? Well, because Pokemon seem to do a little too much for the set. And even as a meat writer of the set, I get where they're coming from, actually. Sometimes when you put out all the stockings at once, a set could seem a little bit too oversaturated with cards, and in the process, it loses its special feeling. And it could get quite overwhelming very, very quickly. So in that regard, I can see why people think it has no quote-unquote identity, which I still don't think is the correct term for it. It's more overwhelming and oversaturated with too many things, which causes people to lose interest. But in a way, I almost feel like this is a rich man's problem. What I mean by that is basically someone getting stressed out which car he wants, and he can choose any because he's just very, very wealthy. But he still is getting stressed out. I feel like this is one of those cases. This really shouldn't be a problem unless you are planning to open a shit ton of product. And if you are, I bluntly suggest you not doing that, because more often than not, you are not going to get the card you want. So you should probably buy it instead. But if you want to open some packs and just for the fun of it, oh, hell yeah, go for it. No one's stopping you. But if you want to get a specific card and you think you're going to get that card, I definitely wouldn't suggest it. And this goes for every other set, not just Shiny Treasures. So in my opinion, it's just a very weak argument against the set. You could practically say anything else, like you absolutely dislike every single Pokemon they pick, and it still would be a better argument than saying, it's just too much good things in the set. I think I'm gonna go blind from how shiny it is. Leaving the criticism and me meat writing the set, I'm gonna make some pretty bold statements out here, okay? Now, I'm gonna get canceled for like probably the 69th time in a row, but I think Shiny Treasures is a far better set than Hidden Fates, or Ultra Shiny GX for the Japanese equivalent. Oh no! Hold up, subscribe yet. Let's take the baby shiny selection for example. Number 1, Hidden Fates has a very good selection of Pokemon, but the main reason for that is they use popular Pokemon, unlike Shiny Treasures, who tries to cater to the lesser known or new Pokemon who released very recently with the Scarlet and Violet era. Not to mention that Shiny Treasures has like 3 times the amount of baby shinies in the set. And even in popularity, they put a lot of popular Pokemon as shiny. Now, in regards to the full art shinies, Hidden Fates has only recolored versions of cards. Yes, the texture of the GX style cards in general was amazing. What people tend to forget is that they didn't have anything other than the full art shiny recolors. I feel like the main reason people like this set is because of the evolutions and the Charizard. They had some good picks with the other Pokemon too, don't get me wrong. Honestly, I like the other Pokemon better than some of the evolutions and even the Charizard. But I guarantee you, if the majority of people pull a Golisopod, they'll be like, I kind of wanted the evolution with the Charizard, man. Even so, I think Hidden Fates had a banger selection of full art shinies. Probably even better than shiny treasures. They also had really good looking gold cards and some really good trainer cards as well, and very popular waifus. I do think that a lot of people say they didn't really like the gold and teal look of the new gold cards and shiny treasures, which I have no idea what they're talking about. I think it's actually pretty fire. I really like how they raised the texture, and this is the new raised texture that Pokemon has been talking about, and I think it is pretty cool. Maybe they could have done some other texture on the teal side of it. Honestly, I'm not even complaining. It's kind of growing on me, I'll be completely honest. Now, I'd agree that Hidden Fates would win in terms of full art Pokemon selection and maybe trainer cards, but Shiny Treasures also has shiny SAR Pokemon and SAR trainer cards, which in my opinion is enough to make it better than Hidden Fates, in my opinion. And well, Shiny Fates, obviously. Obviously, Shiny Treasures clears. Yeah, I can't hate on Hidden Fates for not having SAR cards or SAR trainers. They weren't released then, so it would be unfair to critique it. However, if you want to look at the strengths and weaknesses of both sets, in my opinion, Shiny Treasures compensates a few lackluster Pokemon picks with amazing Pokemon art and the SARs. And I think it's only fair to include that when you're wanting to know if you want to buy one set over the other. But if you still like Hidden Fates better, I understand, that's completely fair. But it is funny because Hidden Fates didn't get that much love when it was sitting on the shelf for about a year of release. Once it got hard to get, did people really start FOMOing and looking and giving it more attention. Obviously, I absolutely love Hidden Fates, and you're allowed to like it more or less. That's completely up to you. Anyway though, leave a comment about your thoughts. Maybe I'm just speaking out of my butthole here. Let me know down below, I guess. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. Hope you guys have an amazing day, and I'll see you later, weebs.
せーのでもそんなんじゃダメもうそんなんじゃほら心は進化する